Hi, Benjiro here, and let's talk video games. I've always had a fascination with the things Nintendo created that never made it out of Japan, like the Famicom Disk Drive or the Virtual Boy. Unfortunately, I was never able to get one of those devices. The Virtual Boy never released here in Europe, and basically even the United States didn't get the Famicom Disk System. So I've been going through retro stores and trying to find one for years. And when they actually had one, it was priced at a ridiculous price that I just didn't want to pay for it. So my search ended a few years back. I just gave up. But a few weeks ago, I found renewed interest. I found someone on Facebook that was actually selling it at a slightly better price. So I contacted her hoping to get that system. But unfortunately, it fell through. She wanted to sell the entire lot and I didn't have interest in everything that she had to offer. So it fell through. A few weeks passed and I come across a Japanese buying proxy. This proxy allowed me to buy anything from Japan that I ever wanted. So I bought a couple of items from Japan. And we're going to unbox those now. Guys, we're in for a wild ride. Follow me. Hi everybody, this is Mariko. She's my wife. Hi. And she indulged me into buying this.
Yeah, let's call it indulge.
So let's unpack this and see what's in here. Giant package from Japan.
One eternity later.
So this is the first package. No clue what this is.
Well, we're here to open it.
It's bubble wrap.
So let's open it. So this one has 3, 4, 5 packs in there. Which one do you want to start it, Benji?
Let's start with this one.
Okay. Well, honor's yours.
Okay.
You did spend all that money.
I did. Do I need a knife for this, or we just...
You just rip it. No.
Okay, let's just put that in there. Ew. There we go. This one's pretty.
And the winner is...
A 25-year-old floppy drive, or floppy disk.
Ooh, floppy disk. So this is The Legend of Zelda 2.
Yes, it is.
Zelda no Densetsu. Which I'll probably be playing because you wouldn't understand any of it.
No, that one's definitely.
But it looks really good.
We have
actually.
a giant Zelda collection. We have a pretty big Zelda collection, so I thought this needed to be in there.
That's very true. We have it in a glass case, and this one looks pretty nice. It's not like dirty per se. It's old. You can see that.
It's a little yellowish.
Yeah, but not faded. So it's a good copy. Now let's hope it'll work. Different video.
Definitely different video. So the second package. That one's yours.
It is.
I don't know.
I can keep it.
You can read Japanese. You know what's in there.
It's bubble wrap.
Ooh, even more bubble wrap. We have so much stuff to throw away after this.
Yeah, I'm not going into the snow.
Why did it have to snow on it?
Ooh.
That's Doki Doki. Panic.
So do you want to tell a little bit about this one?
So this is what we got to know as Mario 2. Basically they made it for TV Tokyo. It has completely different characters. They deemed the Mario 2, the actual Mario 2, too hard for the Western audience, so they decided to remake this game and turn it into a Mario game for the Western audience. Because the actual Mario 2 in Japan is actually what we got to know as the Lost Levels. So that's awesome. Well, we have another package.
You were going to grab something from the box, weren't you?
I was. I forgot to put more over there.
So in this one there are a couple of cartridges. They do pick efficiently, I have to say. Not one package per bubble wrap. Let's see. Let's get that out.
Why is there some
There's
wood in there?
There's a piece of like wood-looking foam. It's actually foam with a sticker on it.
Interesting.
I know.
Okay, so that goes into the collection.
Okay, so these are Virtual Boy games.
They are.
We have, what is this?
It's called, I think it's called Panic Bomber.
Yeah, it is.
But it's basically Bomberman.
It's Bomberman for the headache machine, really.
And there's Virtual Tetris.
There's Virtual Tetris, which might be like a prototype for the Tetris effect we nowadays have, where you can use VR, because that should be interesting to see. And this is Vertical Force. Maybe you can tell something about that, because I've never heard of that.
Vertical Force is, if I'm correct, it's a shooter that facilitates two planes. So you have the upper level and the lower level, but apparently it's a fun shooter.
And these games all came with booklets. And
They all have their manuals?
there's 3 manuals in 3 games, so I'm gonna assume they are. I'm afraid to open this because they look very, very mint.
They look like new.
They look like as if we just bought these games new and got them from the box. And
we just threw the cardboard out. It's basically the story.
I'm too afraid to open
Yeah,
this,
well,
so I'm not
keep
gonna.
this like that.
I'm not gonna
Just
open
put
it
it
now.
on the piece
I'm
of
gonna-
fake plywood.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and we can just open another pack.
So this is another Panic Bomber. And this one actually looks better than the one we have over there. So we might want to keep this one.
So the reason we got doubles is some were grouped on the website. So those 3 were grouped together, and then there was a separate one, and we wanted the Virtual Force. So we have now 2 of the Bombermans. We'll see what we'll do with that. And one more.
Oh,
There's one more, yeah.
To the other packages.
No, I know they're screaming at you like, I'm happy, please. But we can't ignore this one. I'm gonna use a knife. It feels like there's something big in there. Well, actually, I'm gonna use the scissors part. Gotta love Swiss Army knives for this.
I wonder if it's Swiss Army hold those knives, and that's where the name comes from.
Probably at some point. I don't know.
Or does the Swiss Army just
Okay,
have
so
some dudes holding scissors?
This is fun. This is a pack which held a pack in it. So I was afraid of breaking something, but it's just it's just another packaging thing.
So where are your special scissors?
No.
That's a bottle opener. Well, obviously that's what I'm going for.
Here you go. There's the scissors.
Wow, they're sharp. They're tiny, but they're sharp.
Oh, they're really sharp. Yeah.
Actually, why don't we just try to...
Well, maybe you should try the knife for that part.
Really?
And you put this one away, neighbor.
Why do I have to grab behind these knives?
You decided on that one. Okay. Well, you did it. I'm very proud of you. And what did you find inside?
Well, take a look.
This one contains, ooh,
The original
Zelda for the Famicom Disk Drive system. Let's see what this one looks like.
Why there are 2 things in there?
There's 2 things. Okay, let's go check it out.
It's not supposed to be.
Okay, so there's the disc, and there's actually the manual.
Oh, that's awesome.
The manual, I don't think it was listed. That it was
wasn't.
in there.
It wasn't.
So we got the game, and well, the image on the game is a little faded, but we got the manual, and it looks amazing.
Oh, and it's full color too.
It's not mint, but it looks amazing.
Look at the map. Oh god.
The maps in there,
It
don't
just
break
made
it.
a horrible noise.
Yeah, don't break it. So this is really cool. We actually got the manual of the first Zelda on the
That's
disk
so
drive,
awesome.
so that's really cool.
Well,
More than what we actually thought we would get.
Okay, this is really like, I think it's more boxed than anything else.
So we got a box of air.
So here we have another Virtual Boy game, and this one's actually pretty much brand new. It's in the box and everything.
It's got a box.
So what we have here is a game I know pretty little about, but it's called Red Alert. At least you can translate this, I can't. It should be called Red Alert.
Yes. Well, actually, it's like Red Arm.
Okay. Well, the English translation for that one is Red Alert.
So I think it's like arms, like as in call for arms.
So we have another package over here. Well, you unpacked the last one, so I guess this one's mine.
They are very
It has
secure with their
multiple
packaging.
packages in here though.
Fun. Has another Virtual Boy game. It's Mario Tennis. I'm just gonna peel this off.
That one was definitely on the cheap. Apparently they have a lot of Mario Tennis over there because you can get those for nickels.
I think it was one of the only Mario games on the system.
And there's actually another one called Mario Class, which is pretty much like the old arcade game. The one with the turtles that you have to knock them over and then kick them down.
Okay, fine. This was one of the few Mario games on there, and people want Mario games on their Nintendo console, so everyone bought it.
The Japanese people wrap everything.
It's so neatly done, right?
It's like it's brand new, even though it's pre-used.
I'm just gonna open the next one. I don't care.
I don't.
I love opening things.
It's a little sad that it doesn't have the bottom protector that the other games have.
So, fun fact: really cool. This type of envelope is actually used a lot in Japan, and I don't know why exactly, but everyone uses it. They're everywhere.
Maybe you should tell them why. You know that.
I know this because I've lived in Japan, in Kyoto, for half a year in total, and everything was mailed with these things. And the company I work for currently also uses bigger sizes of this, but still, like, these envelopes. And even though there's just the same amount of tape on here as there's on everything else we've had trouble with, you can just slide it open as if the tape just gets cut. And I don't know how they do that, but I love it.
Yeah,
I love these envelopes. They're amazing.
There's tiny little secret ninjas in there that helps.
There has to be. But this is a fun game. And I'm going to see if I can get the bubble wrap off real fast.
Why does it look so squashed?
It's not squashed. It's a DS game. It's small.
RDS games have a slightly bigger box, don't they?
The normal DS game, yes, but this is a 3DS game. So, no, it's not really that much different. I'm trying to open this as nicely as I can, and I just can't.
It is slimmer, I'm pretty sure.
So
we'll do a comparison later.
So this is a theater rhythm, which we got Final Fantasy versions of.
We did.
But that's it. And Japan actually got the same game with the same sprites and everything for the Dragon Quest franchise.
That's cool.
And I played a whole bunch of Dragon Quest games. Didn't finish all of them. But they're like really fun games, and it's a huge franchise in Japan. People get days off. Yeah, for that.
That's why they stopped releasing them on weekdays, right?
Yeah.
They started releasing them on Saturdays.
They started releasing them in the weekends so that at least most people could play without, having to say they were sick.
Yeah.
But this is a rhythm game based on all the songs and melodies and everything from the main Dragon Quest title. So this will be a feast of recognition for me to play. Cool. I'm really looking forward to it. So really happy with that.
But did you realize that the 3DS is actually regional one?
Yes, I did. You're unpacking new things, but we still have envelopes here, hon.
I like the boxes better than you. Oh, that's true.
I'm just going to open all these and you can open the boxes, okay? That's fine with me. I love opening tiny packages.
Okay.
So now we're getting into some fun things here.
I like the Virtual Boy, no worries. Until I get a headache, then I'll probably stop liking them.
So this is Fire Emblem.
That's the very first one.
It's the very first Fire Emblem.
I like the black cartridges.
And it's a very sleek cartridge.
Look at that.
And I believe it's the second one.
Yeah, that's Fire Emblem Gaiden. We actually got that re-released as Echoes.
We did get that one, and we got this one too a bunch of times. The original one never made it to the West, so this cartridge is really Japan only. Mm-hmm. And we did get it re-released on the DS. And I think Virtual Console got a bunch of it, and then it got remade for another. I have no idea. It got remade so many times. The other one we got as Echoes, even got 2 amiibos with that. And the Fire Emblem Gaiden, or Echoes, is a very different type of Fire Emblem. It kind of resembles more to the 3 houses, that you actually have free movement and walk around in town, talk to people. Cool. So they kind of made it come back with 3 houses to what they did there. And it's not been in the game since Gaiden. So this was the one that started that one, and it actually was paused for some reason. I think maybe people were overwhelmed by what you could do in this game.
Really cool.
So it's really awesome to have that.
But you were gonna open all of them. So.
You can open one if you want, but you said you prefer boxes. So I'm perfectly fine opening all these tiny goodies.
I like these black cartridges though, they're so cool.
They're very sleek.
This is actually how an NES game was supposed to look, but they changed it for the West into these giant cartridges, so it wouldn't resemble a game console. It wouldn't resemble a VCR more because we had the crash with Atari.
Yeah, right.
So they made sure it didn't look like this.
So I just unpacked Galactic Pinball. You might want to tell us why you got this particular game.
Because it's pinball and it's galactic. What else is there to say?
It's such a guy thing.
I like pinball games. I played a pinball game, and that's another.
That's a virtual 3D shooting game.
Yeah, it's actually the same one as we got over
I was
here.
about to say this is the exact same one, but then cartridge only.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume it was packed with the
It was
pinball
packed
you wanted
with the
to.
pinball,
Yeah.
and the pinball it was cheaper to get both because a single listing of this one was actually more expensive than
And the
half
double
bundled.
listing.
So
We
we have two copies.
I'm just gonna put
pretty
this one
old
over
games, so
here.
we're just gonna see what we do
That one
with
over
the spare
here.
copies.
Now I have two more. No, Grubby. Oh, this is adorable. Look, it has a little cat on the back.
Show the camera to the
There's a little
camera.
cat on the back. It's adorable. Look at
It's in
that.
its mouth though. It's not.
It's carrying a kitten.
It's carrying it.
It's carrying a kitten.
Maybe it's just having lunch.
You're horrible. You pink, go away. Alright, this one, let's see where I can actually rip it without hurting the merchandise. Sadly, this is one of the envelopes that open easily.
But it's another envelope.
It is another envelope, yeah, we got a lot of envelopes here.
That one.
That one opened easily again. So this is a tiny version of the other one, though it kind of rips it. In Japan, they also reuse these a lot. So when it goes internal, they reuse it, and at some point, they just send it out and be done with it.
Oh, that one's cool.
So this is the Kid Icarus game that was made for the NES.
Yes.
And I don't think we ever got that game until it was re-released on Virtual
I
Console.
think we did get it on NES.
We got it on NES?
But there's a big difference. This because this one's actually on disc, which is really cool. It had a save feature. We had to use passwords here, but this one actually had a save feature. So that's really cool. I think it's complete. It has the manual and everything. So that's cool.
And it looked just like the other disc drive games. It looks very good. It looks very new. It doesn't look used or battered in any way, shape, or form. So it was taken care of really well. That's something they do in Japan. They take care of their stuff really well, and something we could really learn from, because most people just buy a game like, oh, the box, go buy, and then the box gets trashed. And if they do save it, it's probably molded at some point. And in Japan, they just take good care of it. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Last one.
know,
Don't worry. After that, you can dive into your big box. This is a giant envelope for the teeny tiny thing.
So what's that?
It's another Virtual Boy thing. I think it's Wario if I see it through the bubbles. So let's just remove the bubbles.
It might be the Japanese version of Wario.
So how many of these virtual games actually came out in the West?
In the West, I think it was on about 14, if I remember correctly, 12 or 14. And in Japan, there were actually 22. And after that, it got discontinued. So it's a very small. It has a very small library.
So this is indeed
But
the Wario Land.
It does have a really cool homebrew group going for it. So there's way more software. There are way more games, but those were released by hobbyists.
The Virtual Boy was just too much ahead of its time in order to function properly. People didn't get it, for one, because they thought it was like the Game Boy, because it was called Boy. And then, because everyone, it gave people a headache, so that didn't help. So that the technology wasn't there to actually utilize it correctly, and people didn't get what it was exactly. And I think those two combined kind of messed it up. And it's sad to see that a console like that failed in its time, but now it has such a huge following that you might even consider re-releasing it for whatever reason. You know, make the Virtual Boy just the mini, like.
And that's another thing. Most of these Virtual Boy games never got re-released. We never got another copy of that Mario just in 2D. Of that Mario just in 2D. It just never happened.
Well, it just kind of disappeared.
So these are pretty obscure, and you can only play it on an actual Virtual Boy.
Now you can open a new box.
Now we can open. I can open a new box. There we go. Finally, it's my turn.
You were feeling left out, huh?
The problem with the Virtual Boy was it was also handled pretty badly by the marketing team because they did try to market it as a portable device, which is obviously way too bulky to actually be.
Well, technically it's portable. Don't forget they also decided that the GameCube was a portable device because it had a handle.
Yeah,
But you needed a giant power cable was beside the point.
You need a giant extension cord and
Everything. And a TV. Don't forget the
yeah,
TV.
you need to put a TV on your back. Although they did release, at some point they did release an LCD screen you could clap onto your Game Boy.
True,
or
true.
not your Game Boy, GameCube. But yeah.
You could put the Game Boy games in the GameCube, but that's a whole different story.
That's a different add-on.
That's a different add-on.
So this is another box. It has.
Don't shake it too much. It might be another power cord.
I think we're done with the power cords.
I hope
I
so.
might be mistaken.
I hope so.
So let's see what's in here. Wow.
Paper.
Yeah. I have still no clue. Okay, so no power cord. Well, actually it is a power cord, but you might want to unwrap this.
I think I'm gonna unwrap this. Yeah, thank you. So it is a power cord, AC adapter. We're very happy with that. Love it. Just love it. I'm not sure how it is in other countries, by the way. I want to show this if that's okay with you. So what they do in Japan for the power supply, instead of just having the points that go into the plug, into the outlet, stick out like a sore thumb, they actually put a little groove in there, and you can
flip
it over. So you plug it in, you use it, take it out. You do it like that, and you put it in your bag. So there's no danger of anything getting damaged by the hardness of your plug. And there's also no chance of your plug actually like bending when you put it in your bag. So it's very very handy to, take it anywhere without having to worry about that.
That's nice. We need that over here.
So I think that's pretty neat that they actually do that. I thought about that. So
Now on to the money item. What's that?
So the adapter is for
Look at that.
this shiny beauty. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
This is a limited edition 2DS, only released in Japan because they're greedy. And mostly because Dragon Quest isn't nearly as big in the West as it is here, so...
It's not nearly as big in Japan as it is here.
No, Dragon Quest isn't nearly as big here as it is in Japan.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I didn't get you there.
Anyway, so they got this limited edition when Dragon Quest XI was released, re-released, redone, whichever you want to call it, on the DS, on the 3DS. It's actually a 2DS, not a 3DS, and it's just so beautiful. It's based on the slime, everyone knows that, but the slime, but it's the silver slime, the liquid slime, because everyone knows the little bulby with the little pointy head.
The blue one.
But you also have a liquid slime, which is just like a puddle of goop, really. And then the silver one is very rare, and if you hit that, you get special items that you hardly ever find. So this one's actually silvery shiny. And you can see it's been used, because there's little scratches here, which is slightly sad, but unavoidable when you have.
It also means it had a story. Somebody actually played it. It
Someone
wasn't just on
actually-
display.
Someone actually used it, someone actually played it, and on the black part, you can actually see it's matted, but there's like dark, shinier parts that are the enemies, so slimes and such, and weapons there from the game. And well, we need this to be able to play our King the Rhythm game, because region locked. For some reason, every Game Boy, the NDS they ever produced was region free, and then they decided with the 3DS, well, screw that, we're going to region lock this because we need to get the markets going in their respective places. But sadly, we didn't get all the games they got, so we still have to, work around that. So we
know
did
that
now.
I can actually turn this one into a region free one, but you don't want me to.
This is a very special edition. We're not gonna do that. And I'm gonna love playing on this, and I'm probably gonna polish it every time I played it because my icky sticky hands are gonna be all over it. So it's gonna be a little project.
It does play all DS games though. DS games are not region locked. It's just
That's
the
true.
3DS games.
No. So I'm just gonna put the power cords things over here. We got all these Virtual Boy games. Now we just need a machine to play them on. So guess what's in this one? Let me just help you a little
The
bit.
new pride of my game, on my part of the game section. For our part. You're not
Inbox.
Look at that. That's beautiful. So this is the Japanese version. Unlike the 2DS and 3DS, this one is region free. So it can play the Japanese games, but it's also able to play English games. Unfortunately, the English games are very expensive to get, so that's why we got a bunch of Japanese ones. Most of them don't really require knowledge of the Japanese language, and if they do, I can just ask you. So that's helpful. Oh wow, I forgot about that.
What's happening?
It did come with games.
Oh, so we got Galactic Pinball again.
Yes, but this time we actually have a box version.
That's nice.
We got a box version of Mario Tennis.
It's interesting to see because it's not actually a handheld device, but it does get shipped in the same boxes that the Game Boy games were. So I get it why, especially parents were completely confused by this console.
So I'm not gonna unpack the entire box. That's probably for a different video. But I just took a sneak peek. It's definitely in there, or at least the controller is. I could see the controller. But yeah, we got ourselves a Virtual Boy.
Now I can see over the top.
You can, right?
Yes, I can.
And otherwise, just put the Virtual Boy. You know what? I like you. You can be sitting in the middle. But it comes with a note.
It comes with a note. It says, "Thank you so much, Kunagoro." That's probably the guy by Kunagoro. So that's we actually got a personal handwritten note from the guy sending this. So I'm pretty sure he's not gonna watch this movie. But Kunagoro-san, arigatou gozaimasu.
So
we got Japanese newspapers. So fun fact, I know Japanese, but even some Japanese people can't read their own newspaper because it's ridiculously difficult. Okay, so we got this.
It does come with multiple packages, so I know what this is.
Well, open it. If you need a knife, let me know.
It's up here. I know what this is.
It looks like a shoebox, a styrofoam shoebox.
I might not know what this is. Oh, there we are. There we go. So this is the actual Famicom disk drive. And
it's very Bordeaux.
Wow, it kind of smells new, doesn't it? I like the smell.
You like it?
I like the way it smells.
It does kind of smell new. It also looks new. Again, it's like this Japanese way of preserving things. It's amazing.
So it didn't come in the actual box, but it did come in the actual... well, I guess it came in part of the packaging.
The styrofoam box was actually made for this. Yeah.
This top loader, yeah, you can put batteries in there. It's but apparently, even if you put batteries in there, it lasts you for up to 6 months. So it's depending on your use. So it's pretty efficient.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Usually, when this many batteries are involved, it's like, okay, you get 2 hours.
Cable, I have no idea what its use is. We'll figure that out. And this is the top loader, so you actually put this in your Famicom, otherwise it obviously wouldn't be connected to each other. So you put this up, this to your Famicom, and then it will be able to play the actual disk drive games.
So this, I'm looking now, I cannot for the life of me find a scratch on this thing.
It's pretty pristine.
This was released in the 80s.
Yeah.
And there's a little dust on it for sure, but that's normal.
Like it's been stored, obviously.
But I cannot find a scratch on this thing. That's amazing. Try to find an NES that we got without a scratch on it. It's impossible.
It even has the... Well, I think this is just a...
It's a placeholder.
It's a fake placeholder. It has Japanese writing on it, but...
Yeah, that's all kanji. I need to figure that out.
Anyway, that's pretty cool.
So, a bunch of more newspaper then. Because I'm pretty sure that with the add-on we still can play anything, because that add-on will work on our 4-tile of a machine we got in the West. So you might want to look at this one.
Wow, and that's actually in its box.
Original boxed Famicom.
Fingers crossed that it's not going to be a super yellow one.
That is a danger, but it wasn't completely white to begin with. It was kind of creamy.
Oh wow.
It looks so... Oh, this
It actually
guy
has
is
its
amazing.
manuals in super condition.
I
This
wish
is
we could.
beautiful.
I wish we could contact this guy and just thank him properly because he preserved all of this so well.
The actual Famicom only had RF. So you could you have to hook it up to your antenna and you have to tune into an actual channel. This version is actually modded, so it works on component, which is awesome because otherwise we wouldn't be able to really play it.
And it's not yellowish; it's the creamy
No,
color it's
it's
supposed to be.
actually a beautiful
And
color.
it's slightly off-white, which is what it's supposed to be, and the controllers are shiny, and you can see some tear and wear on the controllers, but that's your normal. It's the controllers.
Yeah,
You
that's to
use
be
them
expected.
constantly.
So it's actually gonna look like this.
But
That's beautiful.
it looks amazing again.
It does come with the actual RF.
It's complete. It's complete
It's
in box.
definitely complete in box. Plus the additional cable
Component
that you,
cable, yeah.
that you need to hook it up to a more current TV. So that's cool.
That's really cool. When I was in Japan and went to the stores there, the retro stores too, they had a bunch of Famicons and Super Famicons, but they were all without a box. They were just there, sealed, but not in the box. So it's amazing that we got one in the box like this, in this condition. I really wish we could contact the seller for this and just thank him, because this is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the one that got labeled as parts, and that kind of scares me because that means that this might actually be broken.
Either that or it's just partial like this. There's some parts are just...
I know that some parts are missing. We'll get to that when we open it, but it being labeled as parts is kind of scaring me that this thing will not work.
So I got the controller here, I think.
Yeah.
Since we're not attacking the other one, I'm just going to show the controller, because, you know, it doesn't matter. So this is the controller for the Virtual Boy.
It does have the, I think that's not the battery pack, I think that's actually the AC, which is cool. I thought it came with the battery pack.
I don't know. But I have to say, it's pretty comfy to hold for an older controller. Usually older controllers, you go like, eh.
I'm
But-
instantly getting loose pieces.
Well, it wasn't part.
That's part of the game, so that's...
Well, look, this has grips on it, so you actually can hold it comfortably.
So
I like that.
I get a part of a game, but I don't get a game. Interesting. It came with...
Oh yeah, this is one of the game cards. So if you ever lose one...
Well, we're missing one on one of the different games. So this is...
So it's handy. Yeah.
So this is another one of the Virtual Boys. We got this one really cheap comparison to what they usually go for. The listing didn't say it was broken, but it got listed as parts. We did get a stand. We knew it didn't come with a stand, and we got a stand for this one upstairs. We got a replacement stand, so hopefully it works. We're gonna obviously have to check that out. And we're gonna come back to you guys on a different video if this was a dot or if it actually
works.
is a working version. Well,
That's it then.
we emptied the box.
The big
The
box
giant
is
box
gone.
is gone, and you guys can't see it, but it's a mess off camera. We really have to clean that stuff off.
There's so much packaging to clean up, but it was fun opening all of this, even though it cost a fortune.
It did cost a fortune.
Oh, hey, Chrono.
Hey.
Yeah, you love boxes,
found a
don't
giant
you?
box.
So this is our cat.
I'm not sure if he's on camera. He might be.
I think he is on camera. I think that part of the box is actually on
So that's
camera.
Chrono, named after Chrono from Chrono Trigger, obviously. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it kind of turned into a long video. I was expecting this to be done in like 15-20 minutes. And I
Well,
think
that's the
we're
power
40
of
minutes
editing.
in. I think we're 40 minutes in.
I think we can skip a lot of the ripping.
Yeah,
'cause
we
that'll probably
probably
drown
will.
us out on the sound thing anyway.
We
so.
probably will trim it down a little. Anyway, I would like everybody to thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you want to watch more.
And give us a thumbs up.
And don't forget that bell. I don't even press the bell on any of the other channels.
So maybe start doing it if you want people
Yeah.
to do it
So
too.
I'll start pressing my bell so you guys can start pressing our bell. That's how that works, right?
That sounded really weird, really.
Something about the
But
bell.
yeah, subscribe, like, press the bell to get notified.
See you guys next time.
See you guys later. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.